Welcome to Cavalier Weekly. Jim Clark, and we're talking with Walsh head football coach Jim Dennison. And Jim, impressive win Saturday night. The Gallagher Trophy stays with Walsh, and you guys really dominated the football game against Malone.
It was a very good effort. I was real proud of our guys. You know, we've had a couple tough weeks. Played decent football, but had a couple of tough weeks in the scoreboard. And to come back again in the rival game and to completely dominate like we did, it says a lot for the kind of kids that we have and the character of our football team.
Big second quarter. Once Toba got that big 40-yard run, it seemed like everybody just relaxed a little bit and then just played football.
We were worried whether Toba could withstand the pounding of running it close to 30 times a game, and I think he proved that he can do that. And as you know, our tailbacks have been known to do that, and it's really the first one he's had that he's really had to pound it in there and with no substitutes. He did a great job, and I was especially impressed with our young offensive line. I think they came back and they dominated things, and we seemed to wear Malone down as the game progressed.
Yeah, we have to talk about the line, the open holes. I thought I could have ran through one of those. We had that 57-yard score. It was so big, and they did that all night long for Toba.
You know, it was funny. From the end zone camera, when he ran through that hole, you couldn't see anybody else but him. I've never seen a hole that big, and our offensive line just did a great job opening that up. Ben Mazzelli's doing a real good job up there, especially at a tackle, and Coop at the other tackle, and Pask and Wirsch at the guards, and Enlow and Rigg at the center. That's a pretty young bunch, and they're coming off the ball, and they're starting to like what they're doing up there.
And that big score for 57 was really a big score in the ball game. Malone had gotten their score, had gotten back into the game. They commit that personal foul. Boy, you took advantage of that right away.
Well, we make a big thing about answering. When someone does something to us or something bad happens, and we did answer because they had a real bad penalty on the touchdown. I don't know what possessed the guy to throw the ball, but he threw the ball into the stands, and that's a penalty. And, of course, we got good field position. And then one play later, we're in the end zone. So I thought that was one of the bigger plays in the game.
And once again, defensively, and we've done this a few times this season, held them under 300 yards total offense, which in this day and age is pretty much unheard of.
I think Coach Thomas and the defensive coaches are doing really a great job in preparing our kids. There aren't too many surprises that our defensive football team comes across in ball games, and that's a tribute to the coaching staff, to the defensive coaching staff. And our kids do run to the ball. They run to the ball and they hit, and they have interceptions, and they make defense fun.
A lot of activity defensively. You have the 4 sacks, 6 tackles for a loss, there's fumbles, there's picks. Cameron Trudell, maybe his best game as a Cav.
I think it was a good game for Cameron, and you know, R.J. Jones, one of our leading tacklers, and he didn't play in the game. And I thought Nate Falud and Cameron did a great job backing up that line.
And also, good game for Tim Carter punting the football.
Tim punted the football very well. He's come each week, and he was thrown into action, you know, as a punter at the first of the year. And I might add that Brett Wazinski was back for the game, and we were real happy to see Brett. He's recovering very well, and he in fact spoke to the squad on Friday night, and it was a very emotional talk, and I think the kids really took what he said to heart.
Gave him a lift. You could tell when he walked on the field for the coin toss with the seniors, just a pride, and they walked out there with it. It was just great to have him back.
Yeah,
here.
it was very good. I was a little bit worried because he's still not fully recovered, being on the field and all, but he was good. He was excited to be there, and so were his parents.
Now this week, Ashland, first time we've ever played the Eagles. They're having a great GLIAC start. They're unbeaten 6-0. It's their homecoming. They won again last week. They're 5-0 in the league. Close game at halftime last week with ODU. Then the second half was all Golden Eagles.
Ashland is very good. They're one of the premier teams in our league, as you know. Probably one of the 2 to 3 best teams in the entire league. We're probably a little bit crazy, but we're trying to make this another rivalry. You know, when we were at Akron, we had Kent and Youngstown, and we're trying to make this now Malone and Ashland. And you might say, well, you're crazy. They're too good to start a rivalry this year, but we think that we can go down there and we can give them a go. And we're very excited about the game.
How's the progress of Kevin Besser?
Kevin is still recovering. I think he's getting a little bit better every day, but he will not be available this week yet.
Well, Jack Dawson can manage the offense, had a great game at OD, and you really want Jack to do that, manage this offense.
Well, Jack is a leader, and the kids really, really respond to Jack. And now we've got to get our passing game geared up a little bit more. But I think he's okay. I mean, he gives us a great threat as far as a running quarterback, and he can throw the ball. We just have to get him some passes that we complete early and get a good percentage going, and I think we'll be okay.
What will Ashland show us offensively and defensively?
Well, defensively, they play a multiple scheme. They say they're a 4-3, but they're in a what we call a 40 nose, and they're in a 33 stack, and they do a lot of different things, and they stun a lot. Makes it very difficult to prepare for. Tim Rose, my good friend Tim Rose, is our defensive coordinator, and he does a good job. And then, of course, their offense is real good. Starting with their quarterback. Their quarterback is an experienced quarterback, and they do some nice things with a big offensive line.
And one more little note to the game: 2 former Akron head coaches meet against one another out of Akron.
No, that's a little bit unique. We have a lot of respect for Coach Owens and what he's done in that program, and what he's started at Akron. It is unique, and we've both got that Zip background. But when we get on the field, we'll be enemies this week, but we're good friends otherwise.
Thanks, Jim. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
Cavs football is at Ashland Saturday at 1. You can catch all the action live on Team Line.